Hello everyone! Welcome back to Gemstone Yoga, brought to you by the Gemstone Wellness Collective. My name is Lexi, and today I have a super gentle yoga flow for you. We are going to be utilizing most of our props, so if you could grab a folded up blanket or towel and 2 blocks and a strap, that would be fabulous. If not, we can make it work, no worries. Today's class is all about finding kindness, extending kindness to others, and then equally as important, extending kindness to ourselves. We are our own worst critics, and sometimes it's really, really hard to be nice to ourselves. So today, as we take it nice and slow with this gentle yoga flow, we're going to be super kind to ourselves, our bodies, and our minds. So if you're ready, let's get started. Grab your folded up blanket or towel and slide it underneath your seat. We're going to get started in this crisscross position. Adding a blanket here just adds a little bit of lift to your seat, allowing your hips to fall downcast, kind of releasing some of that hip tension. Go ahead and rest your palms on your knees. Take a nice big breath in. You can close your eyes if that feels good. Breathing in. Big inhale. And exhaling any tension, any stress you may be holding on to. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in, filling the lungs. And a nice slow exhale, letting go of anything that may be coming after this or has come before this. This is your time on the mat. Let's make it count. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. Take a big breath in and breathe out. Great job. We're going to sweep the right arm up, finding our left ear with our right hand. Slowly inhale and then gently pull towards the right. We want this super gentle, shoulders away from the ear, sitting up nice and tall, finding length in the spine. You can rotate your head up and down if that feels nice. You're also welcome to stay in stillness, whatever feels good for you. Let's take one more big breath here together. And release. Go ahead and switch sides. Left arm comes up, find length. Left hand to right ear. Gently pull towards the left. Should feel a really nice opening along the right side of your neck. Breathing in, and you can start to rotate your head up and down if that feels nice. If not, stay in stillness. Listen to your body. One more breath in. And release, slowly coming back to center. Let's take our right hand this time, walk it out about 6 inches. Take the left arm, find length, and bend into that right side. Twisting the chest open to find the ceiling or the sky. Breathing in, trying to keep our sits bones, those bony points underneath your seat, evenly planted on your blanket. Breathing in. Breathing out. Maybe find your edge and go a little past it if you can with every breath. One more big breath in together. And release, come back to center. Other side, left arm walks out, right arm finds length, and bend towards the right, opening the chest towards the sky. Maybe pushing a little bit further, really opening up that right side. One more breath in. And release, come back to center. Let's find a gentle twist now. So left hand to right knee, right hand behind you, big breath in. And on the exhale, twist towards the right. Keeping that spine and neck nice and long. Warming up the spine. Super gentle. Using your breath to create a little bit more space. Let's take one more big breath in together. And come back to center. Other side, right hand, left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, find length, and exhale, twist towards the left. Keeping your chin up, spine nice and long. Breathing in and then breathing out, twisting a little bit further on your exhales. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Exhale. Last one. And exhale, come back to center. We're gonna go into some seated cat-cows now. So I want you to stay in this crisscross position. Place your palms on your knees. And we're slowly going to round our spine, really tucking the belly button in towards the spine. And then breathing out, finding our seated cow pose, rounding the spine, finding our cat pose, and arching the spine, looking towards the sky, finding our cow pose. Go ahead and just flow through this natural rhythm of cat-cow at your own space, your own time, your own pace. We're just going to be here for a couple more breaths, really just warming up the spine together. You can kind of pull on your knees to get an even deeper stretch in that cat pose. Wherever you're at, let's take 3 more rounds together. And last one. Fabulous. All right. Ooh, bug. Yikes. All right. You can ditch your blanket for now. And I want you to come up onto your hands and knees, finding a tabletop position. This bug really likes me. Okay. Finding a neutral spine, pulling the belly button in towards the spine. We're going to come into a couple rounds of that same cat-cow flow, but on our hands and knees. Ready? Inhale. Rolling the shoulders up, back, and down, pressing into the mat, finding our cow pose. On the exhale, pressing away from the mat, rounding the spine, pulling the belly button in towards the chest, finding our cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Go ahead and flow through this just like we did on the seat at your own pace. You're also welcome to add in any organic movements here that you'd like. Side to sides, hip circles. This mosquito just like really wants to join our yoga flow. Wherever you're at, make sure you do everything on both sides. So wherever you're at, go ahead and join me back in stillness in 3, 2, 1. Great job. So we're back in a neutral spine now. We're going to thread the needle. So I want you to plant your left hand on the mat. Right arm comes up, finding that opening of the chest, and then sweep the right arm underneath the left, finding your thread the needle pose. Right ear comes towards the mat. You can tent your left fingertips about 6 inches ahead of your face. And then with every exhale, twist a little bit further, really getting into that spine. Shift your hips forward, make sure that you're in alignment, just double check. We want our knees underneath our hips. 2 more breaths here. Great job. Come on up, plant that left palm on the mat, right arm comes up, finding that counter stretch. Great job. Other side. Let's take our right palm to the mat. Left arm comes up, finding that big opening of the chest, sweeping the left arm underneath the right. Left ear comes to the mat. Right fingertips tent in front of you. Find your alignment with your hips. And breathe. One more breath in. And breathe out, plant that right palm, left arm comes up, finding that counter twist. Great job. All right, so let's grab our blocks. Put them in front of you. We're gonna come into puppy pose. So you're gonna have to adjust a little bit. Slide your knees back, and what we're gonna do is basically do a really big chest opener here. Big chest and shoulder opener. So, couple options. If you have the mobility, you can plant your chin on the mat. That's pretty advanced. So if we're going super gentle, just come with me. Keep your alignment in your hips so that your knees are underneath your hips, and then just slowly find your edge. Wherever that may be, we're not gonna be here for long. We just wanna get those shoulders and that chest nice and open. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's take 2 more breaths here together. Here we go. And come on up. Great job. So we're going to keep the blocks now for our downward facing dog. So what I want you to do is flex the feet, press your booty back and up towards the ceiling, putting lots of pressure on the palms of your hands, mainly towards your wrists. Grip the blocks, shift your biceps forward, so you wrap them around so that your biceps are facing forward. Press into the mat. If you're sliding, you can kind of adjust. We just want the heel of the hand on the block. Put a slight bend in both your knees and your elbows so that we're not locked out. And just press your chest towards your thighs, finding your downward dog. The supported downward dog allows you to find a little bit more length in the hamstrings, at least for me it does. As we pedal out our feet, if you're sliding, just kind of adjust. Kind of depends on the grippiness of your mat and your blocks, and right now I don't have a great combination, but we adjust. All right, come to stillness. And let's drop our knees, finding a wide child's pose. Toes together, knees to the edges of the mat. Sit back. Hands stay on the blocks. You can rest your forehead on the mat. Breathing in and just taking a moment. Sending yourself one affirmation or moment of kindness. Extending some self-love. I used to think that by using props it meant that it wasn't real yoga, and then through my teachings and through my practice I learned that props are essential to yoga. They help us. They're here to assist us. They're not here to shame us. Props are so wonderful. So if that's the kindness you need to extend to yourself, the acceptance of using props, then go ahead and do that. Otherwise, go ahead and repeat that affirmation or that mantra, whatever you said to yourself that was kind. Repeat that one more time as we take a big breath in together. And release. Come on up. Great job. Let's ditch our blocks for now. You can put them at the front of your mat, and we're going to come into a full downward facing dog. Without the blocks, you can feel the difference. I really feel it in my hamstrings. Go ahead and pedal out your feet if you need to. You can raise up on your tippy toes, release back to the mat, up on your tippy toes, back to the mat. Relax your head and neck, shake it yes and shake it no. And look forward, slowly walk your feet towards the top of your mat. Find your forward fold. Let's grab our props. We're going to use our blocks for our forward folds today. So you can have them at whatever height works best for you. I'm going to have them at the medium height for my forward folds. But you are welcome to have them at whatever height works for you or not use them at all. Forward fold. We're going to find a half lift, finding that long neutral spine, and then forward fold. We're going to sweep the arms up and hands to heart center. All right, let's move into our sun salutations. Sweep the arms up and swan dive forward fold onto your blocks. Find your halfway lift. You can change the height of your blocks to help you find this long neutral spine. Forward fold. We're gonna step our right leg back, finding this long runner's lunge. Left leg meets it for plank, shift forward, slowly lower all the way to the mat. Untuck the toes, wrap the shoulders up, back and down, pressing up, finding our cobra pose. Releasing back to the mat, flexing the feet, pressing back, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Look forward, walk your feet towards your hands, finding that forward fold with the blocks. Halfway lift, long neutral spine, forward fold, and sweep the arms up, hands to heart center. Great job. One more time. Arms up and swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift, forward fold. This time let's take our left leg back, find that lunge. Right leg meets it for plank, shift forward, lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes, wrap the shoulders back, pressing up, finding our cobra pose. Release back to the mat, flex the feet, pressing back, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out, walking the feet towards the top of the mat, finding our half lift, forward fold, sweep the arms up, and hands to heart center. Great job. All right, let's take it into our flow now. Sweep the arms up, forward fold. Half lift, forward fold. We're gonna step back into a downward facing dog, and then we're going to drop our knees. Now, what I want you to do is go ahead and grab your blanket. We're gonna slide this under our knee, so you can just have it folded in half. This is just for padding. Doesn't have to be pretty. All right, so we're on our knees, on the blanket. Slide it back a little bit. And let's take our right leg forward, finding a low lunge. We're gonna take our props and just slowly shift forward, opening the chest, and then shift back into this half pyramid pose. We want our hips to be square, foot is flexed, and then shift forward, back into our low lunge. Forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, and one more time, forward and back. Great job. Go ahead and come forward. We're going to plant our left hand on the block. Find a big open twist here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Great job. Release back to the box. Now what we're going to do is I'll face you. You can go ahead and rotate that back foot 90 degrees and then extend your right foot out so that it is parallel. I'll move my block so you can see, so that it's parallel to the edge of the mat. We have found our peak pose of gate. We're going to take our arms up, and right arm is going to drop, walking down our leg, either stopping at our thigh or our shin, never at the knee joint. We're going to find a side bend. You can also use a block here on the inside of your leg, if that's helpful. Wherever you're at, breathe in, really feeling that opening on the left side body. Enjoying this moment, extending that kindness back to yourself and maybe sending it to someone else right now. As we're in this chest opener, heart opener. Breathe in, twisting the chest towards the sky. Great job. Go ahead and slowly come on up. We are going to sit back now and find kind of a modified child's pose, gate pose. So sit back onto your heel, and then I want you to take your blocks, and you can either put it on its highest height and create a little pillow for your head, or if that is too easy or too not giving you enough of a stretch, go ahead and put it on the medium height. I'm going to stay on the highest height today. I just caught myself pointing my foot. Gymnast habits. Keep that foot planted on the mat, parallel to the edge. Old habits die hard, right? Finding this really nice opening of the inner thigh, hips. Great job. One more big breath here. And release, come on up and find a tabletop position. Again, you can keep your blanket here. What we're going to do is come into kind of a modified plank. So what I want you to do is shift forward onto your knees. Toes can be up. So really pull that belly button in towards the spine like you're putting on your tightest pair of pants. Really, really pull everything in. Drop your shoulders and come into this plank. We're going to hold this for 5 breaths together. And last breath in, and release back to the mat, lowering all the way down this time. Create a little pillow with your hands, and then just slowly shift your hips back and forth. We're going to find crocodile, where we're just kind of releasing the tension in our lower back. That hip opening should really help if you are having any lower back pain. And then you can find stillness or continue to roll back and forth, whatever works best for you. And one more breath in. And breathe out. Great job. We're going to come up into a sphinx pose now. I'm going to move these so you can see. So sphinx pose, we're just going to keep our forearms on the mat. And then we're going to energetically pull the mat back so that we open up our chest, keeping our shoulders away from the ears, pressing through our palms, squeezing the legs together, finding the sphinx pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, what we're going to do is bend our right leg to come into a half frog. So no matter where you're at, it could be here, it could be here, it could be all the way up here. No matter where you're at, be kind to yourself and just see where your leg goes. Finding this half frog. One more breath in together. And breathe out. Great job. Go ahead and return the leg back to your sphinx pose and then press back, finding a child's pose. You can either keep your knees together or take a wide child's pose as we did before. I'm going to take a wide child's pose and rest my head on my hands. One more breath in. And breathe out. Press back up, finding your tabletop position. Let's do the other side. Left leg comes forward, grab your blocks. And we're going to shift forward and back, finding that half pyramid, flexing the foot, squaring the hips, and pressing forward. Pressing back, pressing forward, inhaling, and exhaling, pressing back. Continue to do this at your own pace as we really get into those hamstrings, hips, all the good stuff. Let's take 2 more breaths wherever you're at. And come back to center. Now we're going to come into that gate pose. So I want you to kind of use your back leg as a kickstand almost, and then take that leg so that it is parallel to the edge of the mat. Left foot is parallel to the edge of the mat. I'm going to face you so that we can do this together. Finding our gate pose on the other side. So left leg is extended out. Right leg is planted like a bicycle kickstand. And then we sweep the right arm up, finding length. And then, like I said, either thigh or shin for your side bend. Breathing in and finding that side bend. Again, you can also use a block here. Wonderful support on the inside of your leg. Really feeling that opening on the right side of your body. your chest, shoulders. Taking in the moment. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Great job. Go ahead and release. And we're going to come into that modified child's pose. So sit back onto your right ankle. Keep that right foot parallel to the mat. I just caught myself pointing it again. And come forward. You can use that block as a headrest if you'd like. Find whatever's most comfortable for you. One more breath in. And breathe out. Great job. Go ahead and ditch your blocks. Come on forward and come back to your knees. You can move your blanket or keep it where it's at. We're going to find our crocodile pose. Come onto your bellies. Create a little pillow. Let me move this so you can see. Create a little pillow with your hands and just shift your hips back and forth, really loosening up that lower back. You can also find stillness here if this doesn't feel good on your lower back. Wherever you're at, let's take 3 more breaths together. And last one. Great job. Find stillness. And then we're going to come back up into that sphinx pose. So again, you're on your forearms. You're energetically pulling the mat back, pressing your chest forward, peeling the shoulders away from the ears, squeezing the legs nice and tight, and looking towards the ceiling. Using this moment where we're in this heart-opening pose to extend kindness to someone else now. Send someone a good thought. Wish them well for the day. Breathing in. Breathing out. Let's take that left leg now and find that half frog wherever it lands. And just breathe in. And breathe out. Really getting a nice opening of the hips, inner thigh. One more big breath in. And release. Back to center. And let's press back, finding a child's pose. Legs wide, toes together, press back. And rest your head on your hands. One more breath in. And come on up. Let's find a seat. I want you to grab your strap, if you have one. A scarf or a necktie or a bathrobe tie. Those are all great alternatives to using a strap too if you don't have an actual yoga strap. So go ahead and meet me in a staff pose, flexing the feet, finding a lot of length through your spine and neck. We're going to wrap the strap around the balls of our feet and we're going to breathe in. And then we're going to hinge at the hips. So I don't want you to worry about how far you can fold forward. I want you to worry about hinging at the hips, really feeling it in your hamstrings. You might not go very far. I am feeling this and I am not very far. So I'm going to breathe in and find my edge and pull a little further, keeping that spine nice and long. You got this. Breathing in. Breathing out. Pulling a little further for our last breath in. Exhaling, finding your edge and going a little bit past it. Great job. Go ahead and release your strap and meet me in a bound ankle pose. Soles of the feet together, creating a diamond shape with your legs. Breathing in, finding lots of length, and then this time you're free to round forward, finding kind of a butterfly. One more breath in. And breathe out. Great job. Come on up. Excellent. Now we're going to head to our backs. And on the way, I want you to slowly try to lower as slow as you can, engaging that core, engaging those abs before you come all the way down to your back. So now we're going to head into some pelvic tilts. So I want you to plant your feet flat on the ground like you're coming into a bridge. And then we're just going to tilt the pelvis up and then down. Pressing into your heels, tilting your pelvis up and down, up and down. 2 more times. Up and down. Last time. Up and down. Great job. Give yourself a big hug. Breathe in. On the exhale, we're going to extend the left leg, keeping the right leg pulled in. Breathe in. Extend the right arm to the right. And on the exhale, we're going to just slowly twist towards the right, finding this nice big open twist. And let's take one more breath here. And extend back, finding that big hug. Breathing in and then breathing out. Extending our right leg this time. Pulling our left leg over towards the left, finding that nice big open twist on the other side. One more breath in. And release back to center, squeezing yourself in a little ball one last time as we extend into Shavasana. Melting into the mat, really soaking in the practice. We're going to be here for about a minute. Close your eyes, melt into your mat. Flip your palms up. Receive kindness, send kindness out. Remember, you have the capability to make someone's day and to make your own day. It all starts with kindness. You can slowly start to come back into your environment, fluttering your eyes open, maybe wiggling your fingers and toes, and then rolling to one side and meeting me in a seated position, hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank you for trusting me in your yoga journey wherever you may be. I truly appreciate you. Until next time, be well, shine bright.